Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. I'm Matt Popchock for the final game of our Thursday night Week 6 doubleheader here on PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Legacy Lanes. Earlier, we saw Chartiers Valley take care of business against South Park in Class A Gold Division action. Now comes the main event, M-A-I-N, or perhaps we should say main event, M-A-N-E. It's Lions and it's Panthers, two Class 3A Titans colliding here in the South Hills, 20 minutes south of downtown Pittsburgh, to conclude the 6th week of the PIHL regular season, and for that matter, conclude their regular season series. USC, coached for the 5th year in a row by Dave Stock, won the last meeting between these clubs down the road at the Ice Castle in a well-played 4-2 game back on October the 16th. The South Fayette Lions, coached for the 7th year in a row by Matt Schwartz, trying to split the season series as they did a year ago. And for the Lions, they've got a couple of the top scorers in PIHL Class 3A. Nate Keller coming into Thursday night with 6 goals and 11 points, number 43 in white, warming up in front of the South Fayette bench off to our left. And Keller comes in tied for second in the 3A classification in the points column. He was the 3rd leading scorer last season in Class 3A when the Lions were Penguins Cup runners-up. But the X factor for the Lions has been the Eastern European, Mikhail Lobanov, the senior forward, 4 goals, 10 points, 4th in Class 3A scoring entering Thursday night. When last we saw the Lions, number 27 in white, scored the winning goal in the shootout for South Fayette in a wild win over Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Last year, on the last day of the regular season, Lobanov had the winning goal exactly 1 minute into the 3rd period, and the goal that ultimately clinched a Penguins Cup playoff berth for South Fayette, which was in doubt until that last regular season game. And Lobanov has had the hot hand of late. South Fayette coming off a 5-2 setback at the hands of Fox Chapel last Thursday, Halloween Eve. Lobanov with a goal and an assist in the losing effort. Upper St. Clair trying to get back on track as well. They've dropped 5 of their first 6. 3 of those games have gone beyond regulation. And the Panthers have to do what South Fayette figured out how to do last year. They've got to figure out how to win the tight games, and they've had more than their share of those early in this 2025-26 regular season. The goaltending matchup should be a fascinating one as well. We expect Jackson Ankrum to be back in goal again for the South Fayette Lions. He played both games of last year's season series. He was the losing goaltender in the last meeting between these clubs, making 21 saves. Ankrum also making 21 saves in the loss to the Foxes last Thursday night. And he'll be looking for win number 4 on his junior campaign. For the Upper St. Clair Panthers, they've got an all-star in number 35, Owen Laurent, who is chatting it up with the Upper St. Clair coaching staff at present, but he'll be ready to go in just a couple of short moments. Laurent ranking among the top 4 in goals against average and save percentage in Class 3A coming into Thursday night. He's also second in shots faced by Class 3A goaltenders. He's seen 181 shots on goal through the first 6 games of Upper St. Clair's season. So Dave Stock and his team will try to focus on mitigating the number of pucks that Laurent sees, I'm sure, tonight. And it'll be a tough battle for both sides. A couple of teams trying to get out of the middle of the pack in Class 3A. South Fayette coming in 6th place with 8 points. Upper St. Clair tied for 8th with 6 points, fittingly. USC in their familiar black away jerseys with the white names and numbers. They're coming off a 4-3 shootout loss at home to Pine Richland. The Rams are another Class 3A team that's gotten off to a rocky start, but they seem to be getting their act together with a couple of wins recently. Nico Gallardini, 84 in black, the USC captain, tapping Laurent for good luck on his pads. Gallardini scoring one of the regulation goals for the Panthers in that loss to PR. Gallardini with 5 goals to lead USC coming into this contest, tied for the 3rd most in Class 3A. And recently reached the 50 career games played plateau in that game against Pine Richland. Gallardini playing the wing opposite newcomer Weston Engelbert. And in the middle is Brooks York, another varsity newcomer, as the South Fayette Lions win this face-off and play it left to right on your TV, computer, or mobile device to begin the game. Quickly toward goal is Engelbert, but it comes to the corner for Gallardini. Gallardini from an angle behind the Lions' cage. Near side trying to connect with Engelbert. Forced back to center by Keller, the South Fayette captain. Keller quickly double-teamed. Good stick by Engelbert. Philip Leah, a recent varsity debutant for Matt Schwartz's Lions. Made his debut in the season opener here against co-tenant Mount Lebanon. Lions earning the victory in decisive fashion that night. Loose puck in front of Laurent, played aside defensively by Quinn Caslin. Gallardini 1 against 3, and he fires wide of goal from distance. Ankrum watches it go by. Near side, it'll deflect to Alex Hess. Hess unable to settle it down. Outlet pass, a dangerous one, but finds the tape of Ivan Kalinko. Collision behind the USC goal. And it's played up towards center by Ian Stubenrock. Stubenrock for Cooper Stutzman. Stutzman, one of many new faces on Dave Stock's bench this season. Jackson Ankrum, meanwhile, forces the faceoff. Ankrum 3-2 to start his season. .338 goals against average, .882 save percentage. That ranks 4th among AAA netminders entering tonight. Going down there was Ryan Sparra as the Lions control the own zone faceoff. And colliding at center with Nevin Sheegan-Sanowski is Alex Sioka. Sioka in his first year of varsity for South Fayette as Sparra sends it to the corner. And taking that hit is Rocco Bovolino. We saw Bovolino score for the first time in his varsity career. Last time we had the Lions in action here under the TenbandTV spotlight. Meanwhile, we get a stoppage and a face-off coming up in the neutral zone. Just over 2 minutes in. Panthers have it at center. Dumped in by Hess. Played by Leah defensively. Mason Vidak near side. Too far for Keller. Leah has to exit his own zone this time. And Keller, through a crowd, dumps this puck into the near corner. Jacob Tear almost turning it over to the South Fayette All-Star. The Lions had several of those last season. Keller, the only PIHL All-Star from January 2025 to return to this year's club, however. And he flips this one up into the rafters out of action. Keller scoring twice for South Fayette in each of last year's regular season meetings against Upper St. Clair. Last time they met, 3 weeks ago, they held Keller off the score sheet altogether as Ankrum controls that bouncing puck. First time Keller's been held without a point since the 24-25 season opener, in fact. And after a pregnant pause, South Fayette wins this faceoff, but it's kept inside the zone by Schuster, who forces the save from Ankrum. What USC did for the Schuster family last season, one of the feel-good stories off the ice in the PIHL, and probably one we don't talk about enough. Father Tom, a former state trooper, receiving an ALS diagnosis early last season, and the Panthers dedicated their 24-25 campaign to Justin's father, and in addition arranged for a GoFundMe that ultimately raised $38,000 and change for the elder Schuster's treatments. Venom over the attacking line, tries to lead it for Lobanov toward goal. It comes, and Laurent kicks it aside as the Upper St. Clair student section, makeshift in nature, off to the far right, expresses their approval. Jackson Rose goes back to retrieve this puck. Rose, the talented junior, flying through center to the corner. That centering pass broken up by Romanelli, the alternate captain, reading the backdoor play as Ankrum nimbly grabs it out of midair. Rose, a participant in the recent USHL Fall Classic, played annually in September at the Lemieux Complex. September, early October, thereabouts. Rose, 11 points in 16 games last season, making his first appearance tonight of 25-26. Stutzman advancing this puck from the right circle, and that handcuffed Ankrum, the South Fayette junior, but he hangs on. Brian Mitchell and I talked about it last week. Ankrum, no stranger to seeing a high volume of shots himself, like his counterpart, Owen Laurent. 62 saves by Ankrum, a PIHL Penguins Cup championship record in that heartbreaking 3-OT loss to Seneca Valley. Kaslin behind his own net, lost an edge trying to play it. Meanwhile, Ter and one of the Lions got tied up. That was Kalinko. 5 minutes into a scoreless first period, Ter takes his man off the puck, and he'll play it up to Taylor. Holden Taylor unable to exit the zone. Kaslin will try now for Upper St. Clair. Kept alive by Venom of South Fayette. Venom trying to go in front to Kalinko. Venom potted a pair the last time the Lions played USC. And he'll chase this puck down inside the South Fayette line. Hess sends it in behind the South Fayette net. Lions ricochet it off the near boards and right back to Schuster. Schuster and Stubenrock, the defensive pairing out here for Dave Stock. Loose puck in the circle, retrieved quickly by Sioka. Stubenrock giving ground up to center. The outlet pass too heavy for Taylor. Icing on the Panthers. Jackson Stilley from the extended goal line up top to Leah. Leah just missing the near post. Rebound out in front, and it's no goal. It's waved off immediately. The net behind Laurent had definitely become dislodged before that puck crossed the line, so we remain scoreless with 10.5 left in period one. Scrates and Taylor, the USA Hockey crew, pulling double duty here in Mount Lebanon. Very quick to make that call. Leah keeps it inside the line for the Lions. Stilley toward Laurent. Laurent will settle for the defensive zone faceoff. Laurent certainly had some tough luck record-wise, but doing everything he can to help the Panthers right the ship early in the season. .310 GAA, .895 save percentage, ranking 4th and 3rd respectively. He's played the second most minutes of any Class 3A netminder. And he was the Iron Man for the Panthers more or less last season as well. Sanowski above the right circle. That misses Ankrum's glove hand. Nevin Sheegan-Sanowski, an alternate captain, as named by Dave Stock in the preseason. Winner of Upper St. Clair's Defensive Player of the Year and Players Player Awards at the team banquet last spring. Contact there on Santino Vizio, making his first regular season appearance tonight. Again, the Upper St. Clair student section letting him hear it. Keller for Leah. Taylor intercepts the pass for the Panthers, but gives it away to Nate Keller. Keller 1 against 2, makes his move. Keller to the goal. Out in front, Vidak fanned on the attempted shot, but Laurent had to make a save anyway. Sioka at the point. That went wide of goal. Keller hunting the rebound. He's shoved off the puck by Rose. Right in front, Taylor not standing on ceremony for Sanowski. And Sanowski gets it up to center where Romanelli collects it in that Mount Lebanon Municipal logo. Delayed offside against the Panthers. Stutzman and Rose coming off for a change as it's outletted to Lobanov. Kaslin with the dump in for USC. Taylor plays takeaway, but it's coughed up to Hudson Venom. Caslin hesitates, now moves up the left wing. He's hit by Romanelli as he gets rid of that puck. Venom hurries it along to Sioka. Caslin giving ground again. Up the left wing boards. Bartosevic giving chase for USC. Vidak gets the puck deep for South Fayette. Past the midpoint of this first period. No score. Another tight contest early on, as they've all been between these two AAA clubs. South Fayette and Upper St. Clair. Loose puck in the circle. Vidak toward goal. Venom on net. Laurent has it. And there is no rebound. Venom and Tear, the other alternate captain for USC, exchanging pleasantries after that play. Tear playing in career varsity game number 45 tonight, so soon he'll hit 50 career games as Gallardini did last time out. Speaking of, here's Gallardini across the line, stood up neatly by Vizio. Evan Morale on here for Matt Schwartz. Plays that puck off his own bench. Leia near side. Picked off by Gallardini. Gallardini couldn't hang on. Schuster up to Nico Gallardini. Gallardini wide of Ankram's stick side. Engelbert to the corner. Panthers play it on Jackson Ankram from a tight angle. York getting that puck on net, and Ankram will hold it for a faceoff. York, one of 13 sophomores on Dave Stock's official varsity roster. Panthers getting a big infusion of JV talent on this year's varsity club. And the Lions, as we've said before, they have a very different look to them this year as well. A lot of the familiar faces from those Penguins Cup playoff runs, the deep runs of years past, gone now. Some have graduated, others have chosen not to play high school hockey this season. The Lions, though, to this point, treading water, playing 500 hockey and sitting in the middle of Class 3A at the moment. Spara for Sanowski. Sanowski from 70 feet. That's held by Ankram. Lions try to keep the play moving. Sioka, chased by Hess, gets it as far as his own bench before it's sent back in by Rose. Sioka trying to line up Hess for a shoulder check. Nothing doing. Deflected wide by Sanowski. Rose from his own end controlling the bounding puck up to center. Lobanov couldn't take it away. Sanowski will dump it, and the Panthers will change behind the action. Lobanov for Stille. Stille able to reel it in with Keller going to goal. Stille shooting off Laurent. That save is made. Keller has it in the corner. That deflected off a Panther stick up to center for Vizio as we approach the final 5 minutes of period one. Rose dancing around Lobanov. Rose, one against the world. Skating wide, Rose to the goal. Ankram the save, knocks aside the rebound. Well, Rose is one of those young men who's just dangerous every time he touches the puck, it seems. Stille, double teamed. And it comes free now to York. York stood up at center by Keller. Taylor going to work in the corner. That centering pass cut out by Keller. Comes to the point for Tear. Tear tees it up. That's off a South Fayette skate. Keller blocked it. And kept inside the zone by Tear. That's a good play by the Upper St. Clair co-captain. Vizio, in front of those South Fayette senior banners, will ice this puck with 4:10 remaining. York wins the draw to Gallardini. Gallardini above the right circle. Down low for York. York out in front, but right to Mason Vidak. That one deflecting out of action. And in our previous telecast tonight, we saw the Chartiers Valley Colts pepper Drew Costello of South Park with over 70 shots on goal. Nothing like that in this one to begin the game. Only 9 shots altogether between these two squads with under 4 to go in the first period. Gives you an idea of how tightly played games tend to be between these clubs, and neither team really giving up anything cheap to start this game. As Engelbert gets it to the corner. Eli Nagel lost an edge. Panthers take advantage and send that puck around the boards. But the Lions get it up to center. Venom gains center red. Laurent looking to his right. Watches Shanowski play that puck, and Nevin Sanowski drew a penalty for his team. 3:07 remaining, no score first period. Panthers to the first penny power play of the nightcap. USC middle of the road on the power play at 23.1%, 6 of the 11 teams in Class 3A. South Fayette 78.6% on the PK to rank 3rd coming into Thursday night. The Lions were a strong penalty-killing team last year as well. And they win the own zone faceoff and get a big clear to start the PK, courtesy of Luca Romanelli. Tripping the indication against Hudson Venom late in the first period. Panthers to the penny power play. Rose's shot from the left circle is blocked. Rose to his own rebound. Sends it to Sanowski, who drew that penalty on Venom. In the corner, Stutzman played behind the South Fayette net and out of play. Sanowski and Keller going at it in the face-off circle. Panthers win the draw. Rose, right side for Gallardini. Gallardini shooting is deflected into the netting behind Ankrum. Cooper Stutzman looking for some puck luck, but none to be found. .117 to go in the man advantage for USC. Romanelli, strong on the puck, but can't clear it out. Vidak with a takeaway, and he gets it the length of the ice for the Lions. Midway through this penny power play. Rose starts to break out himself for Upper St. Clair. Rose over the line, toward goal, couldn't hang on to the puck. Rose gets it back, gets it cross ice to Schuster. Schuster to the corner for York. Panthers go to work behind the South Fayette net. Stutzman trying to reverse the play. Stutzman with room. Stutzman from the circle. That shot deflects to Sanowski. Sanowski shooting wide of goal. And South Fayette catches a break on that rebound, which comes all the way out to center. 20 to go in the minor on Venom. Stutzman from the half wall. Intercepted by Keller. That catches a stick, but it comes back into USC ice, and that should just about do it. South Fayette back to full strength. Venom returns, but Rose has the puck for the Panthers. Rose through Sioka. Rose from an angle. Venom had to hang on to that one, and he does. Ryan Sparrow on that faceoff for USC, his first career varsity goal in the last meeting between these clubs. A shorthanded marker ended up being the game winner. Keller trying to play it in front for Nagel, but to no avail. Final 40 seconds of the first period. Dumped in by Romanelli. Tear the first man to it. Kept inside the zone by the Lions. Nagel behind the net for Keller. Keller for Lobanov. Lobanov trying to reverse it. He's knocked off the puck by Sparra. 15 to go in the period. Romanelli off the stick of Sparra. Keller fighting for possession. Lobanov unable to keep it in the zone. Under 10 to go. Sparra's got to hurry. Romanelli all over him. So he'll just cut his losses, and that'll do it for period one here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center with the South Fayette Lions and Upper St. Clair Panthers scoreless. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching it all on PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Legacy Lanes.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair. Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Legacy Lanes is a 24-lane bowling alley on Curry Road in the South Hills, offering open play leagues and, above all, family fun. And best of all, you can eliminate the wait by booking your lane online at legacylanes.us. Now open at noon on Thursdays and Fridays, 5 p.m. on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 11 a.m. Saturdays, and 10 a.m. Sundays. Let the good times roll at Legacy Lanes. Puck out of play behind Jackson Ankrum vis-a-vis Nico Gallardini. First period shots on goal. Upper St. Clair Panthers with 7, South Fayette Lions with 5, but we're still looking for a goal as the teams have switched sides for period 2. Matt Popchock here for PIHL Hockey Night Live, Week 6 on TenbandTV, presented by Legacy Lanes. Glad to be with you for our nightcap between a couple of Class 3A playoff hopefuls. And that first period was pretty playoff-esque. Neither team with really a definitive edge. Steubenrock up to center for Engelbert. Engelbert lost it to Vizio. Lions try to follow the bouncing puck across the upper St. Clair line. And retreating is Schuster to center for Gallardini. It bounces off him and right to York. Brooks York above the circle. Saved by Ankrum, and he's got the rebound. On a busy night for the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League, only 2 games ongoing, including this one in the league's top flight. The other one is also scoreless between Seneca Valley and North Allegheny. Right in front, Anchor makes a save, but smashing in the rebound is Jackson Rose. 1:06 into period 2. It's 1-0 Panthers, and Sophie needs a snack. Jackson Rose with a goal in his first regular season appearance. Ankrum had been doing such a fine job of rebound control, but Rose was in the exact right place at the exact right time, and he made no mistake about that one. Keller, left circle. Save made by Laurent, and he'll hold that one. Rose, the junior defenseman, the goal scorer, and honestly, he's like an extra forward out there for Dave Stock. He can really fire that puck, and his vision, so we've been told, is one of the better parts of his game. And again, he was in the exact right spot to beat Venom. Upper St. Clair 1, South Fayette 0. Lions going to work in the corner early here in the second period. Caslin has the loose puck for the Panthers. Stutzman up to center. Sanowski interfered with at center ice. Penalty coming up against the Lions. That's the second one that Nevin Sanowski has drawn. And this time it's Luca Romanelli who's going to feel shame for 2 minutes and then get free. Upper St. Clair 0 for 1 on the Penny power play tonight. 2 minutes gone by in period 2, trying to add to a 1-0 lead. And that try will have to wait a couple extra moments as the on-duty EMT returns to the bench area. Safety first. Sanowski takes the draw and wins the draw for the Panthers. Spara from the half wall. Rose, near side for Gallardini. Gallardini out in front. Sanowski couldn't take it. Looked like Vizio might have lifted his stick. Rose with a little stutter step maneuver, crossing the attacking line. Rose toward goal, shooting on Ankrum. And Jackson Ankrum had to cut down the angle to make that save. Rose making his 25-26 debut for the varsity Panthers this evening and wasting no time making a mark on this club. USC with another face-off win. From distance, Ankrum has to find that one. Rose and Gallardini communicating before this face-off from the same spot. Sanowski against Keller again. This time the Lions win one, but they can't clear it. Rose again at left point. Toward goal, fires upstairs. I'll take that. Thank you very much, says Jackson Ankrum once again. One of the Lions players, it might have been Alex Sioka, at the risk of speculation, was getting some medical attention on Matt Schwartz's bench. Sioka on the ice now for the South Fayette penalty kill with 1:15 to go in the minor on Romanelli. Lions have this puck. Vizio up to center. He'll get it the rest of the way himself. Vizio continues to play this puck shorthanded. And he'll take a few more seconds off that penalty clock as Sparra comes through center ice. Sparra skating wide. Stick check by Keller. Keller clears up but not out. Rose. Score! Thank you, sir. May I have another? 2-0 Panthers. And pin a Rose on that Panther power play. Jackson Rose, his second consecutive goal of this second period. Through the forest of humanity, doubling the lead for Upper St. Clair. Fourth power play goal of the season for USC. Lobanov going forward off the ensuing faceoff. Steubenrock under pressure from Stille and Lobanov playing it up to center. Venom taken off the puck by Bartosevic. Steubenrock plays it beyond his own line right to Sioka. Sioka entering the zone offside. 2 goals by number 11 in black, nearly 2 minutes apart. 2:03 to be precise. Officially, it's Rose at even strength from Caslin and Taylor. Owen Taylor, not to be confused with Holden, with his first varsity point tonight. And moments ago, it's Rose unassisted, they say, on the Upper St. Clair penny power play. Panthers from the corner to Gallardini. Turnaround try goes wide of Ankrum. Lobanov overskating that puck, which is settled down by Sioka. Engelbert dumps it in. Gallardini behind the net. Lions have it under control. Sioka reversing the play, but gave it away to Gallardini. Venom from his own corner. Lined up by Engelbert. That glances off a South Fayette body and right to one of the Panthers. That's Tear. Tear takes a hit from Lobanov as the Lions counterattack. Venom on goal. Laurent hangs on, and Laurent gets a little what-for from Tear. Now Stille getting involved. Lobanov trying to have his teammates back after the whistle, but discretion perhaps the better part of valor, with South Fayette having just given up a power play goal. First period we said was pretty evenly played. Second period's been all Panthers. All 7 shots on goal to this point, and both goals, both from Jackson Rose in his first regular season appearance this year. Keller out in front. Sanowski up the left wing. Retreating is Leah. Sanowski toward goal. Trying to center it for Sparra. Sparra couldn't shoot it cleanly. Now the Lions will get a penny power play as Stutzman knocked down Vidak at center, and Vidak not happy about it. Stutzman going after him. Oh, again, the Lions really just need to keep their cool here. And that is the message that Rocco Bovolino, it looks like, was conveying to his teammate. South Fayette ranking low in terms of power play conversion rate, but in terms of power play goals, they come in with 5, and that's the second most in Class 3A. Lions operating at 22.7%. Panther penalty kill off to a bit of a slow start, 64.7%, just 8th of the 11 Class 3A squads. Venom into the glove of Laurent. Of course, when you've got a struggling penalty kill, having a PIHL All-Star in net doesn't hurt. Laurent with 70 saves combined across his last 3 encounters with South Fayette. Venom toward goal. That backhander denied by the Upper St. Clair junior. Or senior, I beg your pardon. A minute 30 to go in the Lions' man advantage. South Fayette trying to crack that goose egg on home ice here in the second period. Keller with it. Keller trying to go cross ice for Lobanov. That pass interrupted, but Lobanov salvages the play. Keller centering for Venom. Venom, the alternate captain, to the corner for Vizio. And Laurent covers that puck as Ter collides with Stilley. And we'll get a stoppage in the action, once again. Venom wins the face-off. Keller couldn't take that pass, though. That's a break for the Panthers. Midway through the South Fayette power play, Keller retreating behind his own net. Pressured by Holden Taylor. And he leaves that puck for Lobanov. Lobanov slips up the left wing. Lobanov over the line for Stilley. Stilley unable to take that one. Stilley puts a shoulder into Rose. Venom plays it for Lobanov. And we get a whistle and a penalty coming up, I think, against the Lions. Rose went down, and he went down hard, roughing the indication. And there goes the PP. Stilley to the box. 4-on-4 hockey to come for 37 seconds. Right now it's Jackson Rose's world, and the Lions are living in it. A couple of second period goals, including a special teams tally, and he draws the penalty there deep in his own zone to negate the South Fayette power play. Keller, cross ice for Romanelli. Romanelli to the corner. Engelbert taking off that puck by Romanelli. Up top for Keller. Keller around one man. Had trouble getting around the second, but Vizio backs up the play. Romanelli from distance. That just missed. And it didn't miss by a lot, but Laurent has that loose puck against the post. Under 10 to go to the ice cut. Upper St. Clair with a 2-0 lead, and now they go on an abbreviated penny power play. Panthers 1 for 2 tonight. Rose wins the faceoff from Bovalino. Sanowski behind his own goal. Outletting for Gallardini. Gallardini through the left circle. Gallardini to the goal. Ankram's got it covered. Gallardini going for a third goal in as many meetings with the Lions. Coming in tonight with 7 points to lead the Panthers. Sanowski and Vidak both waved out, so 2 new participants in this face-off, Stutzman and Bovalino. Stutzman wins it to Gallardini. Rose with it. Over to Nico Gallardini. Gallardini for Rose. Rose's one-timer misses high and wide. Panthers on the main advantage. Bovalino clears the zone. Delayed offside against the USC. Rose mitigates that clearing attempt. And he comes across the line for the Panthers. Rose cross ice for Schuster. Schuster for Gallardini. Gallardini for Schuster, for Rose. Rose shooting on Ankrum, and Ankrum's got it. The juniors square to that puck as we approach the midpoint of this Class 3A game. Upper St. Clair on the power play for 25 more seconds, trying to add to a 2-goal lead over South Fayette. Gallardini wins it back to Rose. Panthers dominating on faceoffs of late. Gallardini to Rose again. Rose shooting. Ankrum the save. He's got the rebound. Panthers win another one. Rose off of Ankrum. This puck still available. Rose puts it off the protective netting. And so we'll drop it with exactly half the second period time off the clock and 6 seconds to go on the minor penalty on Jackson Stilley. Lions finally able to win a faceoff. Keller struggled to locate that puck, but tried to clear it right into the glove of Tear. Sparra pursuing it toward goal. Out in front it comes. It's still loose. South Fayette kills off the penalty as Tear ducks around the check. Sioka up to Keller. Keller for Lobanov. Lobanov for Keller. Stilley across the line, but Keller couldn't drag that back foot to negate the offside call. How do you watch PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV? Well, right now you could be watching on Watch. Yes, you heard me correctly. Log on to watch.tenband.tv and you can watch multiple live games and on-demand replays all at once. Again, that's watch.tenband.tv to watch your favorite team the way the hockey gods intended. Venom off the half wall. Hess from behind his own net. Turned it over. Morale to Venom. Venom from an angle. Easy save for Laurent. Lions win the faceoff. Laurent makes the loud save on the distant shot by Sawyer McBride, the junior forward, making his first appearance of this game for the South Fayette Lions. South Fayette wins the puck battle. Venom after that one. It comes up to Sioka. Sioka tees it up, fires it off the leg of Laurent. McBride of the rebound. He's hit hard upstairs by Stubenrock. Upper St. Clair forcing it back to center. Hess with space up the right wing on Ankrum. The save made. Venom, fortunately for Ankrum's sake, controlling the rebound. He makes that stop on Holden Taylor. And the Lions are able to exhaust the area. Schuster hustling to get to that puck. Slashed by Venom. Play continues. A miscue there by Schuster. Sioka, wide of goal. Leia to the rebound for South Fayette. It deflects toward Laurent, and he has to cover quickly. Keller wins the faceoff for South Fayette. Owen Taylor from behind his own goal. Lions go to work in the corner. Keller knocked off the puck by Rose and company. Vidak slowing down the outlet play. Now Owen Taylor up to Sanowski. Sanowski with a dump in. Stutzman making a beeline for that puck, but it's sent out of play by Vizio. Final 6 minutes before the ice cut here in Mount Lebanon. Sparra against Keller. Sparra wins it to Sanowski. Keller plays it in the general direction of Jackson Ankrum, and Ankrum having to make a dangerous play to freeze that puck. Schuster getting some instructions on the USC bench. Both these head coaches with veteran assistants on their coaching staffs. Mike Daly and Corey Denson for the Panthers, and South Fayette has Matt Schwartz's former hockey teammate and longtime friend, Christian Hansen. Brandon Timmons and Torrey Schwartz rounding out this year's South Fayette varsity staff. Sanowski touches this puck, and we've got a penalty coming up here with 5.5 left. A delayed offside against South Fayette, I stand corrected. And Dave Stock will make a line change before this face-off in South Fayette ice. Romanelli from his own corner to Lobanov. Keller across the line. Venom sandwiched by a couple of defenders. I credit the Panthers for shutting down the lanes constantly tonight in their own zone. Venom from in front of the USC bench. Taken off the puck by Gallardini. Romanelli sends it in for the Lions. Tear up the boards, kept in by Keller. Lobanov bounces it toward goal. Venom trying to flag it down. Lobanov was knocked to the ice. He gets up slowly, and Lobanov appears to be shaken up. He's doubled over a bit and finally gets off. Throws a stick in frustration as we have a penalty coming up here, a hooking call with 4.5 remaining in the period. And Lobanov standing outside the South Fayette bench, doubled over, getting a talking to from Aiden Rapp, the backup goaltender. We'll keep an eye on that situation if we possibly can. Panthers through center. Steubenrock around Romanelli, shooting off of Ankrum. And the rebound is just barely kept in for a moment by Schuster. South Fayette to center. They send it in. Morale in the corner. Lions working in front to Leah. Leah trying to settle it down. Hess not giving him any room to maneuver. Taylor. Holden Taylor, that is, clearing the zone for Upper St. Clair. Just 8 shots on goal for South Fayette. Unofficially. And for want of a better phrase, it's very un-South Fayette-like. Panthers playing a very responsible game in their own zone and protecting this 2-goal lead as time winds down in period 2. Stilley trying to glove it down. It lands on top of the net, and that's an easy whistle for this USA Hockey crew. Rose knocked down, penalty coming up on Vidak. Tripping the indication on the South Fayette junior. And so the Panthers get a fourth penny power play with 3:05 to the ice cut. They are 1 of 3. And it's just been that kind of night for South Fayette. They take the offensive zone penalty and they have to go back to work on the PK with time ticking away in the middle frame. Sanowski from his knee, controlling that puck to Spara. In on Ankrum, the save made, the rebound put in between the pillows, but Stutzman couldn't get it across the line. Ankrum somehow in an awkward position, keeping that puck out. Sanowski forward off the faceoff, played aside by Romanelli. Gallardini for Upper St. Clair on the penny power play. Venom interrupts the cross-ice pass, but it comes back to Gallardini. Gallardini with space, shooting toward goal, and the save is made again. Ankrum almost let him go 5-hole, but he closed the door, and he'll force another faceoff. Panthers control this puck. Rose looking things over, misses upstairs. Rose inside the line for Gallardini. Back to Jackson Rose. Slapper deflected wide. Spara has the rebound. Spara from an angle. Side of the net, Gallardini unable to redirect it. Gallardini from the half wall. Above the circle. Fakes, shoots, floated toward goal. Ankrum's got it. A minute 3 to go, and the hooking minor on Mason Vidak. Sanowski puts it through the legs of Lobanov. Panthers keep it inside the line. But now it comes outside the line for Rose, who's pressured by Lobanov. South Fayette trying to get something going shorthanded. Lobanov around Schuster. Lobanov to the goal. Laurent makes the save. 40 to go for Upper St. Clair on the man advantage. Rose, left wing side. Stood up by Vizio. And back to center it'll go. Schuster retreating. Two-line pass to Sanowski. Cross ice for Gallardini. Final minute and a half of second period action. Lions get at the length of the ice. Last rush for this USC power play. Not showing a ton of urgency, but Gallardini does have it for the Panthers. Gallardini with speed, dropping for Holden Taylor. Taylor to the vacant left wing. And he goes back for that one as Vidak returns to the bench and Keller hops on. South Fayette back to full strength. And it's played on the backhand off of Ankrum by Holden Taylor. That puck finding its way in behind the USC student section off to our extreme right. We'll face it off in the Lions zone with 48 ticks to talk. Romanelli pressured by Engelbert. Loose puck deflects right to one of the Panthers, but not for long. Holden Taylor would have had a path right to goal if not for that active stick. Half a minute left The teams battle as the puck comes free between the legs of one of the Panthers. That's Engelbert. Tears shot blocked, deflected just wide of Ankrum. Wraparound try, and one of the Panthers got absolutely plowed. Holden Taylor taking exception as Brooks York is no worse for the wear, and boy, did he take a vicious hit behind the South Fayette net. Jackson Stilley, the guilty party. And it's going to be a 2 and a 10 for head contact. But will it be a Panther power play? It looks like Taylor's going to the box as well. Indeed he is. They're going to nab Taylor for activity after the whistle. So a break for the Lions, perhaps, with 13 seconds remaining in the period. Rose and Caslin trying to settle down their teammate in the penalty box as we've got 8 seconds now. Played out in front right to Steubenrock. Steubenrock shooting, it's tipped wide. Gallardini poke-checked as the period ends with the Upper St. Clair Panthers leading the South Fayette Lions 2-0. Jackson was in action all right. 2 goals, 2 minutes apart, 1 on the power play. And that's the way it is as we get ready to cut the ice here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching it on PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Legacy Lanes.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Jackson Stilley from the extended goal line up top to Leah. Leah just missing the near post. Rebound out in front, and it's no goal. It's waved off immediately. The net behind Laurent had definitely. Rose dancing around Lobanov. Rose, one against the world. Skating wide, Rose to the goal. Ankrum the save, knocks aside the rebound. And retreating is Schuster to center for Gallardini. It bounces off him and right to York. Brooks York above the circle. Saved by Ankrum, and he's got the rebound. The other one is also scoreless between Seneca Valley and North Allegheny. Right in front, Ankrum makes the save, but smashing in the rebound is Jackson Rose. 1:06 in the period 2. It's 1-0 Panthers, and Sophie needs a snack. Jackson stutter step maneuver crossing the attacking line. Rose toward goal, shooting on Ankrum. And Jackson Ankrum had to cut down the angle to make that save. This time the Lions win one, but they can't clear it. Rose again at left point. Toward goal, fires upstairs. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Off that penalty clock as Sparra comes through center ice. Sparra skating wide. Stick check by Keller. Keller clears it but not out. Rose. Score! Thank you, sir. May I have another? Percent just eighth of the 11 Class 3A squads. Venom into the glove of Loren. Outletting for Gallardini. Gallardini through the left circle. Gallardini to the goal. Ankram's got it covered for Gallardini. Gallardini for Schuster, for Rose. Rose shooting on Ankram, and Ankram's got it. Panthers win another one. Rose off of Ankram. This puck still available. Rose puts it off the protective netting. Hard upstairs by Steubenrock. Upper St. Clair forcing it back to center. Hess with space up the right wing on Ankram. The save made. Venom, fortunately for Ankram's sake, controlling the rebound. Situation if we possibly can. Panthers through center. Steubenrock around Romanelli, shooting off of Ankram. Sanowski from his knee, controlling that puck to Sparra. In on Ankram, the save made. The rebound put in between the pillows, but Stutzman couldn't get it across the line. Ankram somehow in shooting toward goal, and the save is made again. Ankram almost let him go 5-hole, but he closed the door, and he'll force another face-off. Gallardini from the half wall, above the circle, fakes, shoots, floated toward goal. Ankram's got it. One of the Panthers, that's Engelbert. Tears shot, blocked, deflected just wide of Ankram. Wraparound try, and one of the Panthers got absolutely plowed.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair. Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices, located in the Greengate East Plaza below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. Fiber New specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair. Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices, located in the Greengate East Plaza below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. Fiber New specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Look at him, bright-eyed.
PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Legacy Lanes is a 24-lane bowling alley on Curry Road in the South Hills, offering open play, leagues, and above all, family fun. And best of all, you can eliminate the wait by booking your lane online at legacylanes.us. Now open at noon on Thursdays and Fridays, 5 p.m. on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 11 a.m. Saturdays, and 10 a.m. Sundays. Let the good times roll at Legacy Lanes. Matt Popchock back here, looking over the freshly cut ice at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center for our PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader nightcap on TenbandTV, presented by our friends at Legacy Lanes. Now, the Upper St. Clair Panthers had two jobs coming into tonight. Job number one, figure out how to win a close one. 4 one-goal games, all defeats for the Panthers in the first month and change of regular season play. 3 of those one-goal games ending after regulation. But the Panthers have taken control of a close contest here with South Fayette, and job number 2 was limit the number of pucks that Owen Laurent, their all-star goaltender, has to see, and they've certainly done that. Unofficially, he has 9 saves. Officially, Laurent has only had to stop 11. After stopping 27 in the shootout loss last Thursday to Pine Richland. Second period shots on goal were 18-6 in the Panthers' favor. Jackson Rose scoring both USC goals just over 2 minutes apart early in the period, including an unassisted power play tally. And if you're a South Fayette fan and you want the glass half full take, the third period early in the season really has been the Lions' period. They've got 9 third period goals, second most of the 11 teams in Class 3A. But Upper St. Clair really playing a frustrating game tonight here in enemy territory, and frustrating physically for that matter, as Ankrum has to follow that airborne puck all the way to the crease. Sorting out the penalties at the end of period 2. Again, Jackson Stilley picking up a 2 and a 10 and roughing the official call against Holden Taylor for fisticuffs after the play was over. Lobanov in the off wing for Keller. Keller bumped from behind, shooting and scoring! Psycho Keller, Kiskasay, South Fayette on the board, 30 seconds into period 3. The Lions captain with his 7th of the season. Now, what did we tell you? They're a third period team, or they have been through 6 weeks. York to the corner off a stick. And he plays this puck quickly for the Panthers behind the South Fayette goal. Loose in front. Gallardini had his stick tied up by Romanelli. Lobanov works it free, and it'll come towards center. Venom. That puck out of his reach. Romanelli has to retrieve it. Panthers applying all kinds of pressure deep in South Fayette territory. Venom using the boards to his advantage. No icing. Caslin shanked the cross ice pass, but recovers and makes the play to Tear. Tear with a dump in, icing on the Panthers. Tear unable to gain the red line before he got rid of that puck. Officially, it's Keller from Venom, and Lobanov. So 12 points on the season for Keller, 11 on Lobanov, 2 of the top 3 scorers early in the campaign in Class 3A. Owen Taylor knocked off that puck by Leah. Leah plays it up to Vidak. Vidak chipping it around Schuster, who stands him up. Rose up the left wing. Penalty coming up. Interference called. 2 minutes into the third period. And Schuster's going to be sent off here early in the third. Lions hoping the third time is the charm on the Penny power play. They've got an early goal, and they've got a little momentum here, down now by just 1. Keller off the face-off win. It's centered toward Venom. Good stick there by Sanowski. Keller retreating quickly, trying to breeze past Sparra. Sparra staying with him, give him credit. Venom near side now for Lobanov. Lobanov around a man. Lobanov fires wide of goal. Keller has the rebound. Keller to the point for Vizio. Vizio for Lobanov. Lobanov had the rifle cocked. Put it right into Stubenrock. Vizio with a keep in. South Fayette operating on the Penny power play early in the third. Vizio from the high slot toward goal. Save made, still available. Lions overskated it. Keller that close to an equalizer. But here comes Sanowski, shorthanded for the Panthers. He's dispossessed by Vizio. Stolen by Sanowski. Sanowski from an angle. Saved by Ankrum. And Ankrum's just going to play this puck conservatively. To the corner, it comes free to Vizio. Lions break it out to center. Keller forced to play it back to Vizio. Lobanov to the center circle. Ahead for Keller. Schuster in the box for another 30 seconds. Keller pinballing it to the corner, and the net behind Owen Laurent is dislodged. Venom kicks it free to Keller. Lobanov from the circle. Lobanov shooting, save Laurent. Venom unable to bang in the rebound. Lobanov from the corner in front. Venom's one-timer blocked by Gallardini. Lions get it back, but Romanelli couldn't find it. Rose with a big clear. And Rose has it now for the Panthers. Jackson Rose shorthanded. Rose from the circle. Saved by Ankrum as the penalty expires. Keller getting his wires crossed there with Lobanov, but Lobanov plays it near side to Keller. Keller around a sea of black jerseys. Stubenrock has this now for USC, up to Holden Taylor. Leah reaching for it. Venom gets there for South Fayette. Engelbert on now for the Panthers to Taylor. Trying to go back out in front to Engelbert. That pass cut off. Stubenrock winding his way into the offensive zone. York giving chase in the corner for USC. Lions quickly play it up to center. Nagel, nifty pass to Bovalino. Bovalino upstairs, and that'll miss. Holden Taylor over the attacking line for USC. Vidak and Engelbert colliding in front of Jackson Ankrum as the Lions ice it. with 11:47 remaining. PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV. We'll be back on the air before you know it. We'll be making our first trip to the island this approaching Monday, November 10th, for Moon Hockey's annual Hockey Fights Cancer Night. The Tigers hosting North Catholic at 7:15 at the Clearview Arena. Elizabeth Forward and Sewickley Academy to follow at 9:15 in Division II action. Again, that's this coming Monday, the 10th of November at 7:15, the start time for Game 1 on TenbandTV. Jacob Tehr trying to close the door to the away locker room as he returns to the upper St. Clair bench before this face-off. Panthers win the draw. Schuster toward goal, and Ankrum had to make that save. Keller hounded by Spara. Sanowski in front. Ankrum will take his chances with another face-off. Kick save made there by Ankrum on Sanowski. Morale over the line. He's hit as he got rid of that puck. Knocked aside calmly by Laurent. Stubenrock to center. Stutzman going after it for the Panthers. Keller juggles it in front of his own bench. Vizio to center. Sanowski takes it away and dumps it in on Ankrum. Keller takes the two-line pass from Romanelli. No icing. Officials say Keller at the side of the net, and Laurent had to make that save in tight. Keller with nobody in the vicinity, almost tying the game for South Fayette. From the corner, it's Engelbert. South Fayette takes over. Rose quickly on the counterattack. Rose into the stomach of Ankrum, who has to hurry and cover. Oh, Brooks York was looking for a cheapie, but it was not to be. Finding metal but not mesh is Quinn Caslin. Lions play it up the far boards. Caslin retreating now. Gets it to Rose. Rose poke checked from behind by Venom. Rose over the attacking line for USC. Around Leia, fires on goal, and Ankrum makes that save. Under 10 remaining in regulation, still a one-goal affair. 30 saves and counting now for Jackson Ankrum. And we'll have a bit of a longer respite here as Ankrum has an equipment issue of some kind. He might actually be trying to find that puck. It might have gotten stuck in his equipment somehow. That's hard enough wearing that stuff when you're a attendee. They got to take it all off and put it all back on in relative haste. Lions talking X's and O's before this own zone face-off, and Ankrum gives officials the okay sign. And he has to cover this puck, or can he? No, it has to be played aside by Keller. Keller might have saved a goal there, and Ankrum flashing the leather will stop that one. South Fayette captain controls this face-off. Romanelli taking a stick up high, but play continues. Vidak trying to center it. That pass went awry, as did Eli Nagel. Keller with it now for South Fayette. Keller from the high slot fires off a stick and up into the netting. Now the Lions have another tough test coming up next week. They'll be at the Princescape Arena to take on Peters Township next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Upper St. Clair next in action next Thursday night. Back home at the Ice Castle at 9 o'clock themselves to take on Franklin Regional. Now, Peters Township looking like a very different team to start the season. Near the top of the 3A standings. Schuster through a crowd. That went wide of goal. Steubenrock has the rebound. Tied up immediately by Nagel, who tries to clear it for the Lions. Steubenrock fighting for possession, and finally the Lions get it. Vidak up ahead of the play. Skating wide. Vidak shooting. That's blocked by Schuster, and Laurent will cover. Panthers win the faceoff, and they try a home run pass to Gallardini, but to no avail. Icing is called, and we'll do it again from the same spot. Owen Taylor tied up behind the Panther goal. Penalty coming up with 8 minutes to go. And the Lions are going back to the PP. Taylor's going to go for hooking. Evan Morale drawing the penalty, and South Fayette 0 for 3 on the penny power play, but not always how many you score, it's when you score them, and this will be a big time for one for the Lions, down by a goal late. Big face-off win by Sanowski, though, and he gets to clear himself. Ankrum plays it to his left. Keller beyond the red line, inside the attacking zone. Played back to Vizio. Vizio near side to Lobanov. Lobanov to Venom. Venom toward goal. Save made Laurent on the turnaround by Romanelli. Cross ice it comes. Sparra ties up his man. Laurent a kick save there on Romanelli. Venom for Vizio. Keller for Lobanov. Lobanov firing off a skate. Schuster got a piece of that. Venom going after this one. It comes to Romanelli. Romanelli. Vizio couldn't handle the pass. Dave Stock wanting to change penalty killers now with 1:05 to go on the minor penalty. Keller hits the brakes. Trades places with Lobanov. Lobanov with the puck now. From an angle, Laurent the save. The rebound jammed at by Romanelli, but Laurent has it. Final 7 minutes of regulation here in Mount Lebanon. The Panthers, again, in a close game and in survival mode now with a 2-1 lead. Big win there on the faceoff, and Rose has it, pushing the play up ahead for USC. Rose taken down by Keller. Play continues. Venom, quick out to Romanelli. Romanelli to the corner. Caslin cutting him off. Romanelli kicks it free. Keller has it now for the Lions. He resets to Lobanov. Lobanov to Keller. Keller Looking for space. Not much to be found. 18 to go in the power play. Lobanov couldn't keep it in. Gallardini harassing Keller at center. Near side Lobanov. Lobanov enters the zone. Cross ice. The Lions just not in sync here at the end of this power play. Holden Taylor back to his own bench. Panthers back to full strength. And they protect the lead for the time being. Stubenrock dispossessed. Romanelli interrupted by Sanowski. Kaslin, Murphy dumps this puck. Sanowski's going to be the first one to it, but the point is moot. It's icing on USC. Lions win this O-zone face-off, but can't get this puck deep. Hustling after it is Stutzman. Puts a body into Leia. Stutzman from an angle. That save made by Ankrum. Hugging that near post. Bovalino oncoming. Schuster gets there first. Lions go to work once again. Schuster up to Stutzman. Stutzman plays it off the home bench. Sioka there for South Fayette. Nagel kicks it up to Bovalino. Bovalino with a sneaky pass to Mason Vidak. Vidak out in front to nobody except Schuster. Final 4.5 of third period play. Upper St. Clair 2, South Fayette 1. Sanowski. That shot blockered away by Ankrum. Sanowski gets this puck deep. Lobanov trying to get a step on Spara. Turned over to Gallardini. Gallardini with a nice move there. Gallardini goes down as he loses this puck. Venom to Keller, and Lobanov will exit the zone. York played it off a skate. Lobanov quickly on to Venom. Venom up the right wing. Hounded by Stubenrock. Venom taken down as play continues. Lobanov toward goal. Lorentha kick save. Stubenrock the rebound. It's ricocheted up to Gallardini. Gallardini. It's worked over to York. York dispossessed as he tried to shoot that puck. A good pass there from Engelbert. South Fayette defended it well. Rose turning around and shooting on Ankrum, and Ankrum's got that one with 3:21 remaining. The Upper St. Clair Junior on hat trick watch. What a debut game for him. Potential game-winning goal, and it came on a penny power play for Upper St. Clair early in that second period after Rose had scored earlier at even strength. Morale across the line for the Lions. Stilley around the boards. Stutzman to center. And near side it'll come now. Vizio watches it go for icing. Once again, only 2 games on the Class 3A schedule tonight. They were both 2-0 at the ice cut. Of note, because Seneca Valley pulled away, or has pulled away, for an imminent 8-0 victory over North Allegheny, which had the #1 goaltender statistically in Class 3A coming into Thursday. No big deal. Seneca Valley defending state champion in Class 3A, and the Raiders continue to play like world beaters. Keller from an angle. Unable to get that on goal. Stilley to Keller. Venom. Laurent had to be ready for that one. Lions keep it inside the zone. Ankrum wants to come off, but has to get back in his crease now as this puck is played out to center. Lead pass beyond the reach of Keller. Officials say no icing. Rose on his backhand. Glove down by Romanelli. Romanelli behind the net. Lions still controlling this puck. Keller. That shot blocked. Romanelli goes down. Stilley at the side of the net. Ankrum well off his line now as Vizio keeps it alive. Final 2 minutes of regulation. And now the Lions have to tag up. Good stick there by Sanowski. Sanowski hits the brakes and sends it off the blocker hand of Jackson Ankrum. Keller to the corner. Stilley. Hit from behind. Rose off the boards, but right to Lobanov. Lobanov for Stilley. South Fayette barely onside as they are forced to dump that puck, Lead pass intended for Gallardini, picked up instead by Engelbert. Engelbert, cross ice, shot by the Panthers. York is cut off by Ankrum, who made himself big, and he sprawls on top of that puck with 54 and a half ticks to talk. Matt Schwartz wants to take a timeout, and we will as well, with Upper St. Clair clinging to the 2-1 lead over the Lions. I'm Matt Popchock. It's PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Legacy Lanes.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Back here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center, where South Fayette captain Nate Keller has the only goal of this third period, which came 30 seconds in, but Matt Schwartz's Lions need one more to keep this thing going. Upper St. Clair 2, Lions 1. And Ankrum itching to come off for that extra skater, but at the moment, easier said than done. Face-off coming up in South Fayette ice. And Keller's on to take this face-off against Nevin Sanowski. Keller wins it to Vizio. Vizio around the boards for Mikhail Lobanov. Lobanov up the near boards. Lobanov with a dump in. Ankrum off for the extra attacker with under 40 to go. Stilley, the extra player, it appears. South Fayette skating 6 against 5, down by a goal. Stilley for Romanelli. Lions running out of real estate behind the Upper St. Clair net. Romanelli going after it. Panthers try to freeze the puck, but they can't. Turnaround shot. Save made by Laurent. That might have caught his mask. 10 seconds left. Lobanov to the corner. Around the boards for Vizio. 5 seconds to go. Lions need to hurry. Vizio knocked down to the side of the net. It'll come. Laurent making one more save. That's it. Fort Pitt. The Jungle Cats abide by the law of the jungle. Do what you got to do to survive. And survive is what the Upper St. Clair Panthers have done. They hang on for the 2-1 win over the South Fayette Lions. Hockey hugs for Owen Laurent. He turns aside 20. Jackson Ankrum 35 saves in the losing effort. Panthers 9 points on the season. South Fayette remains on 8. Thank you, Dustin Beck. Thank you, Jared Todd Hunter. Thank you, Todd Kazarowski. And thank you for watching and listening. I'm Matt Popchock, and that's all she wrote from Mount Lebanon. We're going to see you on the island this Monday night for Moon Cancer Awareness Night, followed by Elizabeth Forward versus Sewickley Academy. And you've been watching it on PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Legacy Lanes.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Jackson Stilley from the extended goal line up top to Leah. Leah just missing the near post. Rebound out in front, and it's no goal. It's waved off immediately. The net behind Laurent had definitely. Rose dancing around Lobanov. Rose, one against the world. Skating wide, Rose to the goal. Ankrum the save, knocks aside the rebound. And retreating is Schuster. To center for Gallardini. It bounces off him and right to York. Brooks York above the circle. Saved by Ankrum, and he's got the rebound. The other one is also scoreless between Seneca Valley and North Allegheny. Right in front, Ankrum makes the save, but smashing in the rebound is Jackson Rose. 1:06 into period 2. It's 1-0 Panthers, and Sophie needs a snack. Jack, stutter step maneuver, crossing the attacking line. Rose toward goal, shooting on Ankrum. And Jackson Ankrum had to cut down the angle to make that save. This time the Lions win one, but they can't clear it. Rose, again at left point. Toward goal, fires upstairs. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Off that penalty clock as Sparra comes through center ice. Sparra skating wide. Stick check by Keller. Keller clears up a nod out. Rose. Score! Thank you, sir. May I have another? Percent just 8th of the 11 Class 3A squads. Venom into the glove of Laurent. Outletting for Gallardini. Gallardini through the left circle. Gallardini to the goal. Ankrum's got it covered for Gallardini. Gallardini for Schuster, for Rose. Rose shooting on Ankrum, and Ankrum's got it. Panthers win another one. Rose off of Ankrum. This puck still available. Rose puts it off the protective netting. Hard upstairs by Steubenrock. Upper St. Clair forcing it back to center. Hess with space up the right wing on Ankrum. The save made. Venom, fortunately for Ankrum's sake, controlling the rebound. Situation if we possibly can. Panthers through center. Steubenrock around Romanelli, shooting off of Ankrum. Sanowski from his knee, controlling that puck to Sparra. In on Ankrum, the save made the rebound. Put in between the pillows, but Stutzman couldn't get it across the line. Ankrum somehow shooting toward goal. And the save is made again. Ankrum almost let him go 5-hole, but he closed the door. And he'll force another face-off. Gallardini from the half wall. Above the circle. Fakes. Shoots. Floated toward goal. Ankrum's got it. One of the Panthers, that's Engelbert. Tears shot, blocked, deflected just wide of Ankrum. Wraparound try, and one of the Panthers got absolutely plowed. It was over. Lobanov in the off wing for Keller. Keller behind, shooting and scoring! Psycho Keller! Kiss, South Fayette on the board, 30 seconds into period 3. Nelly couldn't find it. Rose with a big clear. And Rose has it now for the Panthers. Jackson Rose shorthanded. Rose from the circle. Saved by Ankrum. As he returns to the Upper St. Clair bench before this face-off. Panthers win the draw. Schuster toward goal, and Ankrum had to make that save. Keller hounded by Sparra. Sanowski in front. Ankrum will take his chances with another face-off. Kick save made there by Ankrum on Sanowski. Keller takes the two-line pass from Romanelli. No icing. Officials say Keller at the side of the net, and Laurent had to make that save. Rose quickly on the counterattack. Rose into the stomach of Ankrum, who has to hurry and cover. Oh, Brooks York was looking for a cheapie. Rose poke checked from behind by Venom. Rose over the attacking line for USC. Around Leia, fires on goal, and Ankrum makes that save. This puck, or can he? No, it has to be played aside by Keller. Keller might have saved a goal there, and Ankrum, flashing the leather, will stop that one. As did Eli Nagel. Keller with it now for South Fayette. Keller from the high slot, fires off a stick and up into the netting. Played back to Vizio. Vizio near side to Lobanov. Lobanov to Venom. Venom toward goal. Save made Laurent on the turnaround by Romanelli. Trades places with Lobanov. Lobanov with the puck now. From an angle, Laurent the save. The rebound jammed at by Romanelli, but Laurent has it. Final 4.5 of third period play. Upper St. Clair 2, South Fayette 1. Sanowski. That shot blockered away by Ankrum. From an angle. Unable to get that on goal. Stilley to Keller. Venom. Laurent had to be ready for that one. Real estate behind the Upper St. Clair net. Romanelli going after it. Panthers try to freeze the puck, but they can't. Turnaround shot. Save made by Laurent. That might have caught his mask. Pit. The Jungle Cats abide by the law of the jungle. Do what you got to do to survive. And survive is what the Upper St. Clair Panthers have done. They hang on for the 2-1 win over the South Fayette Lions. Hockey hugs for Owen Laurent.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.